Hello everyone, welcome to Top 10 Character Moments. Today we're breaking down my list for the top 10 best moments of Grand Master Yoda. Be sure to tune in every Friday to watch my latest top 10 video. In each video, I will break down my list for a specific character's best moments and why I like them so much. Just remember this is my personal list, so you don't have to agree with it, but I ask you respect my opinions as I will respect yours. Now for those who don't know, I'm Ryan Brower. I run another YouTube channel called Sector for Nerds, so I ask not only you subscribe to this channel, but also Sector for Nerds, as it would really mean a lot to me. Thanks guys. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into some honorable mentions, shall we? First up, playing with Luke's flashlight, a much lighter tone moment for our little green friend. It ends with R2 and Yoda playing tug of war over the flashlight while Yoda is hitting R2 with a stick until Luke tells R2 to let him have it. Next up, assigning Ahsoka to Anakin. I bring this up because I'm a huge Ahsoka fan, and for those who don't know, she's my favorite Star Wars character. Assigning her to Anakin was such a great idea because she got to learn from the Chosen One, and that's a big factor for why she becomes so powerful. Yoda assigns her to Anakin to help Anakin become a good teacher, but also to learn how to let go when the time comes for her to move on. I think to Yoda's credit, and why this is a good moment for him too, is it helps show off his wisdom and how he's aware of everyone's strengths and weaknesses in the Jedi Order. Guess that's what happens when you teach everyone in the Order at one point or another. Next, communicating with Qui-Gon Jinn. This was awesome. Yoda at first doesn't think it's possible, but then quickly realizes that it is. Qui-Gon helped guides Yoda for the first part of his long journey to learn the secret of how to maintain his consciousness after death. Next, confronting Darth Bane. It wasn't a moment that lasted very long, but still cool nonetheless. And finally, surviving Order 66. How'd he do it, you ask? He chopped off the heads of 2 clones that were gonna kill him. Nice. Alright, you guys, let's get into the top 10 list itself. You guys ready? Here we go. At number 10, his conversation with Luke before his own death. Seeing Yoda's death is a very sad moment, but I love how Yoda keeps filling Luke with wisdom before he passes, telling him that a Jedi strength flows from the Force, but beware of the dark side, anger, fear, aggression. The dark side of the Force are they, and then warns him not to underestimate the powers of the Emperor and that there is another Skywalker. At number 9, resisting a peaceful temptation. Not the first moment from Yoda's journey in the Clone Wars that we'll talk about on my list, and it won't be the last either. Right before this, he's in the temple looking at his fellow Jedi companions lying dead on the floor, and then he comes across Ahsoka, who is currently dying. She blames the Council for expelling her and then asks if she will still be one with the Force right before she passes. Yoda then immediately blames himself for all of this, and then in comes youngling Katuni. One of the 6 from that arc in Clone Wars Season 5 where 6 younglings go to Ilum to retrieve their lightsaber crystals. Also, shout out to my man Gunji, who's gonna make an appearance in the Bad Batch series. I love it. Katuni takes Yoda to a place, or a time I guess, where there is no war. Dooku is there telling stories to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, Ahsoka is live and well, it's all good stuff. But then Yoda, realizing that this is part of his test and that it's all an illusion, is able to break free of the temptation in front of him. At number 8, defeating Ventress's army. This was a very fun moment in the first ever episode of the Clone Wars animated series. It's one of the few times we actually get to see Yoda in action during the series. It's great. Shout out to Matthew Wood, the voice of the battle droids, for making them so funny to listen to. At number 7, defeating his own dark side. One of the things Yoda does along his journey is confront his inner dark side, who I'm still convinced is Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Either way, Yoda gets his butt kicked for a while until he realizes he's the one that gives his dark side power, so he can just simply take it away. One of the reasons why I love this Yoda journey so much, and especially this moment, is because when the Force Priestesses tell Yoda that he must face his fears, Yoda is so confident because in his mind, he's a Jedi Master who's been doing this for hundreds of years. He's done it all. He's seen it all. He's conquered all his fears. And then coming out of this journey, and specifically this moment, he realizes, damn, I do still have so much to learn. And at that point is when he fully accepts the Force Priestess's training. At number 6, explaining the mistakes of the Jedi to Ezra. I like this scene because it shows that Yoda realized all of the errors made by the Order during the Clone Wars. He talked about how the Jedi were consumed by the dark side and how he himself was consumed by fear. Yoda is basically trying to convince Ezra not to fight Vader and the Inquisitors, but he, along with Ahsoka and Kanan, have made their decision to fight. So Yoda, against his better judgment, gives Ezra a place to go where Vader and the Inquisitors will be, and that's Malachor. And Ezra does get it mixed up. He believes the whole reason they're going to Malachor is to find knowledge on how to defeat the Sith, when in reality, all it was is Yoda giving them a chance to fight and defeat the Sith, just like Ezra said they all wanted to do. At number 5, his conversation with Luke in The Last Jedi. Say what you will about the movie, but this scene was awesome. Luke's about to destroy the sacred tree and texts, and Yoda's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. But then Yoda talks to Luke about how he's still looking to the horizon and not what's in front of him. Nice callback to The Empire Strikes Back. And then Yoda has the best 2 back-to-back lines of this whole thing. The greatest teacher failure is, and we are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters. At number 4, his duel with Count Dooku, his former apprentice. It starts out as a battle between force powers, and then Dooku says, it is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber. And then Yoda says, kill my girlfriend you did, die you will. Just kidding, but could you imagine? I remember watching this for the first time and I could not get over the fact Dooku was fighting this little green guy who's just jumping around all over the place. I loved it, and still do. I think Yoda would have beat him too if Dooku didn't force that giant pipe down on Obi-Wan and Anakin, but I guess one can never be too sure. At number 3, his duel with Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith. The most powerful Jedi and the most powerful Sith going at it? Yes, please. There were several moments where Sidious would catch Yoda off guard, and vice versa. For example, when Sidious zapped Yoda with lightning, and then the second time around, Yoda lost his lightsaber, though he was at least able to block it with the Force. And then when Palps thinks, I got him, Yoda gives him a look, and then Palps gives a look back like, oh shit, I messed up. I regret all my decisions. Now, in the end, it ended up working out okay for Palps, as Yoda unfortunately fell down the entire Senate chamber. Realizing Palpatine had the much higher ground, and he didn't have his lightsaber, Yoda made the wise choice to live to fight another day. At number 2, his duel with Darth Sidious in the Clone Wars. Yeah, it may have only been a dream sequence or a vision or whatever you want to call it, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. Another moment in Yoda's Lost Missions journey. This is my favorite moment of all the journey moments because this is like Yoda's big test. The Force Priestesses warn Yoda that where he goes next, they will have no control, and that the Sith of his time will find him, and that they do. Yoda and Anakin travel to the Works to confront Sidious and Dooku. Anakin kills Dooku the same way he does in Revenge of the Sith, and Yoda battles Sidious. Then Yoda is left with a choice: stop Sidious or save Anakin. Sidious, meanwhile, is just trying to tempt Yoda.
Why not let him go? Let him die, and you can stop all that I will do.
And Yoda, refusing to give in, saves Anakin but gets zapped with Force lightning as a result. But if Yoda's going down, he's taking Palps with him, and with that, Sidious and Dooku fail to break Yoda's spirit. Strong in the Force he is. And at number 1, for my favorite Yoda moment, lifting Luke's X-Wing out of the water. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. We've seen Yoda impressively use the Force on much larger ships than X-Wings, but it's not about that. It's about teaching Luke that anything is possible with the Force as your ally. And like Luke, I didn't think it was possible either watching this for the first time at 6 years old. Yeah, Yoda wants the impossible. You tell him, Luke. Wait, what's he doing? Oh my gosh, he's lifting the ship. And it makes you as the viewer go, wow, I guess anything is possible if you set your mind to it. And on a side note, John Williams absolutely killed it with the music in this scene as well. All good stuff. So there you have it, guys. That's my list for the top 10 Master Yoda moments. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Yoda moments are and why. Also, stay tuned every Friday for a new episode of Top 10 Character Moments. Next week, I'll be breaking down my picks for the top 10 best moments of Kevin McAllister. I've also got another announcement for you guys. Unfortunately, for the weeks of December 30th and January 6th, there won't be any top 10 videos. With the holidays coming up, I'm gonna be super busy and will have a lot of catching up to do. There will still be content on my Sector for Nerds YouTube channel, so if you want more content from me, be sure to stay tuned there. And I'll still do some community posts on this channel as well, just keeping you guys updated on what's going on, and maybe I'll do some polls as well. I do want to say one more thing, and that's thank you to everyone who has continued to support me as a content creator. It means the world to me, whether you've been with me since day one or have just recently joined the party. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.
Do or do not. There is no try.